In the world of contract work, loyalty is a one-way street. You give your time, your skills, your expertise. But the company? They reserve the right to let you go at any second, for any reason. Well, this is the story of what happens when a manager forgets that contractors are people too. And one of them decides to play by the exact same rules. I was working as an engineering contractor on a pretty big project. The contract said it was expected to last 12 months, but like most of these gigs, it was really at will. There were no guarantees, no real promises of security. Our team was made up of 10 of us, all contractors, managed by one full-time employee. Let's call him Mark. One afternoon, Mark calls me into his office. He looks at me, completely casual, and says, "We're letting 3 of your teammates go, effective today at 4 p.m. And then he asked me to deliver the news. Me, another contractor. Not HR, not management, just a peer. I did it because what choice did I have? But it felt fundamentally wrong. Later that day, another contractor, we'll call him Alex, and I went to talk to Mark. We asked him, why didn't we give them any notice? They were doing great work. This feels really sudden. And Mark just smiled, like he was sharing some brilliant business secret. He leaned back and said, "That's why we hire contractors, so we can cut them loose at a moment's notice whenever we want to." He said it with this proud, casual air, like it was the most obvious and fair thing in the world. But what he didn't realize is that he just looked 2 of his remaining key contractors in the eye and told us that we meant absolutely nothing. That our contributions, our long hours, our dedication, none of it mattered. We were just tools. Replaceable, and more importantly, disposable. Alex didn't say a single word in that meeting. He just nodded. But that night, he went home and updated his resume. Within just a few weeks, he had a new job lined up. Better pay, real benefits, and a company that actually valued its people. He didn't tell anyone at work. He didn't even tell me, beyond a quiet heads up a day before. He just kept his head down, kept doing his job. All while quietly preparing to vanish. On his last day, at exactly 5 p.m., he stood up from his desk. He gathered his laptop, his mouse, his docking station, all the company property. He walked straight over to Mark's desk, set everything down neatly, and said with this bright, cheerful smile, "Hey, thanks for everything. This is my last day." Mark just blinked, completely stunned. "Wait, you're leaving?" Alex just kept smiling. "Yep, thanks again." And just like that, he turned around and walked right out the door. At that very same moment, he hit send on a formal resignation email. There was no 2 weeks notice, no handover document, no transition plan. He was just gone. The fallout was catastrophic for the project. You see, Alex was the only one who truly understood a critical, complex part of the system we were building. He hadn't left any notes. There were no helpful comments in the code. For the next month, the entire team scrambled, trying to pick up the pieces. Deadlines slipped into oblivion. Morale absolutely tanked. And here's the kicker. If Mark hadn't been so arrogant, so proud of how easily he could fire contractors, Alex would have given 2 weeks' notice. He was a professional. He would have trained a replacement. He would have left things in perfect order. But Mark chose to treat his people like tools. So Alex chose to leave like one, without so much as a goodbye. This story isn't just about revenge, it's about reciprocity. If you refuse to give your team dignity, don't ever expect them to give you grace when they leave. To every contractor, freelancer, or gig worker watching this, your work has value, even if your contract doesn't guarantee your security. Your time matters, even if the company acts like it's infinite. And if someone ever tells you that you're disposable, remember, you are the one who gets to decide how you leave. So now I have to ask you, would you give notice after being treated like a replaceable part? Or would you walk out that door and let them figure it out for themselves? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you've ever been a contractor, I especially want to hear from you. If this story gave you a little bit of professional satisfaction, please hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. We share true stories from Reddit every single day, so you'll never run out of real, raw, and sometimes brilliantly satisfying content from people just like you. Until next time, know your worth, protect your peace, and never, ever confuse a contract with a commitment. Thanks for watching.